welcome back to my channel. I am Cindy with Creations from the Table, and this is going to be the added element that I talked about last week that I want to start doing on my channel. I want to have kind of a ability day and a disability day, if that makes sense, because I do want this to be a place that people with disabilities can relate to, but also see that there are plenty of things that you can do ability-wise with that disability. So I'm gonna add this element for Mondays to just be talking and kind of share some of the different struggles that I might have, or the different kind of day in the life of type of thing. So I hope that's something that you guys are going to enjoy. I hope that you hit that subscribe button and that you stick around. I hope that this can serve as some sort of inspiration for you or for someone that you know. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and help me to grow this channel, because as we all know, we have to have likes and all that stuff and watches on YouTube to get a channel to grow. And I really want this to be a good place for people to gather. And I say that every week in my video, so I feel like a broken record when I say that, but I really do. I really want, for those of us with disabilities that involve us not being able to drive, this is kind of our outlet and our community, if you will, and a place to visit. And because we can't always just drive to the coffee shop or to the, to a restaurant, or, I mean, not that any of us can do that right now, but under normal circumstances. So this is actually a really good place to be able to gather together and do that. And I have to be totally honest, I'm still like not uber comfortable in front of the camera, because I kind of feel like I'm like talking to, nobody. I mean, not that you guys are nobody by no means. I so appreciate and value all of you who watch my videos, but like in this space that I'm in, there's like nobody around me, so I feel like I'm talking to myself, that kind of thing. So but yeah, I really want this to be a place that people feel comfortable, and I hope that as this channel grows and I get feedback from you guys, it won't feel quite so like I'm talking to myself, that kind of thing. So anyway, so let me just kind of get into a little bit of what my daily struggles might look like. Why do I always use that phrase? What that might look like is so odd for a blind person to use that kind of phrasing. But I guess for the benefit of those who maybe this is your first time here, first of all, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I do have 10% vision, and I am wearing the sunglasses right now because I am facing an entire wall of windows. So that is really, really hard on my eyes. So I will wear, occasionally you'll see me wearing sunglasses. Actually, I think I wore these ones in another video. I can't remember which ones I wore, but I am trying to build up kind of quite a good collection of sunglasses, because I don't want to be wearing all the same ones. Like if I have to wear them in a video, I don't want to be wearing the same ones that I wore the last time. And I want it to be fun. I want it to mix it up a little bit, and have it be more of a fun thing. So hoping to find some unique sunglasses. Oh, my daughter works at a store, and they had a pair, and I missed out on them, but they were pineapple sunglasses. I so wanted those, but hopefully they get them back in. But I definitely want to find, just some crazy but fun sunglasses. So anyways, I guess that would be one of my day-to-day struggles. If I'm sitting in a place where there's like a bunch of windows like this, it's hard on my eyes, and so I have to wear sunglasses and stuff, which is fine. It's just like, this is the best lighting for a video for something like this, so that's why I choose to be. I'm on my back sun porch right now. I don't know if you can hear the birds. Can you hear them? Oh, so relaxing. Anyways, so my day-to-days would be things like when I drop something on the floor. My kitty came to say hello. You say hi to my kitty. This is my kitty Isabel. If I drop something on the floor, I can tend to get a little more frustrated than I need to, but my kids will be like, Mom, what's the big deal? You just dropped it on the floor. But the fact of the matter is that when I drop something on the floor, it's not just like bend over and pick it up. It's like, I mean, if my kids are out there, they'll pick it up for me. But if I'm by myself, depending on what it is, if it's not a big contrast between the object I dropped and the floor color, or if the lighting is really bright, it's not just like bend over, pick it up. It's get down on my hands and knees and pat around on the floor until I find it. you don't know how many times I've dropped like a really teeny tiny pill and I'm like paranoid that either my dog or my cat's gonna lick it up or something. And so that's definitely something that is a struggle. If people leave out the dining room chair, or I have an island, and if somebody leaves out the bar stool that's up to the island, and I kick it, which I've done many times, and I have, you know, very sensitive toes and shins now because of that. And I have I have often forgotten that I've left the dishwasher open, and my shins have discovered that for me. So yeah, those are fun things to deal with on the daily. Reading labels on like packaged food items. I try to make a lot of stuff homemade from scratch, but even with that, you still have to use, you know, ingredients to do that. And so like spices and things like that, I always have to open up the spice bottle and smell what it is, whether it's garlic powder, onion powder. And fortunately, I don't, my family's not big into like super exotic like spices and herbs and things like that, so I don't really have to worry too much about those kind of things. But fortunately, everything I want to use is pretty distinct smell between, you know, garlic, onion, seasoned salt, that kind of stuff. I plan to do another video, kind of a life hack kind of video for one of my DIYs to show you how I differentiate between certain bottles and things like that. Some bottles are obviously like the shape of them is very different, but most of your spices and things are either going to come in that little round bottle or they're going to come in that square can or something like that. So I do have to be a little careful with those kind of things. And I try to be pretty organized with where I put stuff and try to remember where I have it, but you know, family of four, that's not always the case. I usually will keep things in distinct places, and I try to keep them in the same place that they came out of. Like, for example, my dog and cat food, you know, feeding them, there was short of, you know, like grabbing the food with my hands, telling the difference between the two. I can't see the difference between their foods, and so I keep them very separated in different places. And I have a tin. It's actually one of those popcorn tins that you get at the holiday time. You can get that tin of like 3 different kinds of popcorn. I had found a Peanuts one, and I love, like, Snoopy and Woodstock are my favorite, but like the whole Peanuts gang. So I kept that and washed that out, and I keep my dog's food in that. I just keep refilling it as I have to, but I keep her food in that right next to her food and water bowl, which are also Peanuts characters. And the reason I do that is because my dog is Snoopy, I swear. Like, we have a cage for her that we took the door off of because we don't need to kennel her anymore, but she likes to get up on top of her cage. So that's where she sits, like on top of her house. So she is totally like a Snoopy. So we got the Peanuts stuff for her, and my poor kitty doesn't have a fancy place that we keep her food, just an empty bin, but I keep it near her food bowl. So I keep those separate by those 2 different types of containers. Another struggle I would say that's the day-to-day is that if I am out of something when I'm making dinner or, you know, whatever, if I'm out of it, I can't just run to the store, you know, and go get it. It's like I have to rearrange everything to do that. And if somebody's home to run up to the store for me, then fine, great. You know, my kids are 18 and 20, so they still live at home, so that obviously they can do the driving thing. And if my husband's home from work, then great, you know, but I try to have dinner ready, and it's like, man, now I gotta wait forever till I get this ingredient. And yeah, it's just, you know, and just not being able to just jump in the car and go when I want to go. I've never drove. And I would have to say that probably, I feel like, would be harder to have my license and then lose it. That's just my perspective. I know people that have had their license and then lost it, and they just said it was really hard to get used to not, you know, having that freedom anymore. So I would have to agree with that. Even though I don't have the experience, I do feel like that would be harder. So, you know, that's one of the dailies. Let's see what else. I mean, there's so many. It's like, what do I pick from? Leaving cabinet doors open, the above cabinets, doors that are like halfway closed. I broke my toe last year, and not like a regular break. I kicked the door. I was trying to move quickly because I think it was like my phone was ringing or something out in the other room. I'd left my cell phone out in the other room, and I was like moving quickly. I move quickly around my house because I'm familiar with it, but the door was halfway. I think I had like gotten into my closet, which is kind of behind my door, and I left the door kind of like halfway between shut and open. And I kicked that door, and the door did not budge, and I kicked it straight on. I broke my middle toe, like not off to the side or anything. It split it right down the center, like when you chop a log and you split it right down the center. I mean, it just right down the center of my toe, and that hurt like a son of a gun. I've broken, I don't know, I may have broken all of my toes by this point, but I think there might be one or two that have been spared. You know, I'm just kind of sitting here like as I fiddle with my hands, I can't keep long nails. Like I would love to have long pretty nails, but I use my hands way too much. I could have them painted. They could look a lot better than they do now, but I can't have them long because I use my hands way too much for just feeling for things. And like that includes even doing dishes. I can't wear like rubber gloves doing dishes because I have to feel if there's anything left on the plate or whatever to wash, or the pan. So I can't do a lot of that stuff. And that bums me out because, you know, I wouldn't consider myself to be like a super girly girl, but I do like to have, you know, I like my makeup and I like, you know, doing the nails and stuff like that now and then. But yeah, I definitely can't do the long nails. Which I might do another video at some point of like how I do my makeup as a blind person or something. I don't know. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Let me know what you'd like to see. Like if my, on these days where I do the disability part, like what kind of things do you want to know that's a struggle? Or, you know, ask me anything you want to ask me in the comments. Just drop me a comment below and let me know. But I definitely want to, you know, I want to highlight both things because I don't want to make it seem like every day's a drag. I have so many struggles. Woe is me. You know, I don't want to do that because that's a downer. That's a bummer. Nobody wants to see all that. But I know that some people want to know like how I do the DIYs and like that kind of thing. And I've talked a little bit about it as I'm doing the DIY, but you know, I use my finger widths to measure distance for like from one side to the other so I can somewhat get in the middle, or, you know, things like that. So, but I can talk about that more in another video. My daily struggles are that I love the sunshine and I have skylights in my house. And so it's like, there are certain times I literally, and our house faces west. So that I avoid my living room in the evening because it comes straight in and it's like blinding. You know, I mean, it's bright for the rest of my family, but for me, it's like, it literally is like flipping on the light when in the pitch black, when you've like, I don't know, woke up in the middle of the night to stumble to the bathroom or something and you flip the light on and it's, I mean, that's what it's like for me, but it doesn't go away. Like my eyes don't adjust. So it's just super bright all the time when it's really sunny like that. But I love the sunshine. Like when it's bright and sunny out, I'm just like, oh, it's so bright and sunny, you know, but yet at the same time, it's kind of a love-hate thing. And that kind of brings me to like the other daily for love-hate is that I love to read. Of course, I can't read books. So I use Audible and I'm so thankful for Audible. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't say enough about it, but to like sit with a, they say brick and mortar buildings, I call them a page and binder book. To sit with a page and binder, I feel like I got hair on me here. A page and binder book that I could like highlight stuff in or bookmark, or you know, just the feel of the pages, and it's my happy place. Like a library would be my happy place, but at the same time, it's like a torture chamber too, because I want to just pull every single book off there and just read and read and read and read and read, and I can't reprint. I used to be able to reprint. I think it got too hard probably like late in high school. It got to be where large print wasn't large enough, and like for me to read print now, it'd have to be huge and it would have to be like contrasted just the right way, and I really would not be able to read very much because it absolutely it just makes my eyes just ache. So I really don't read anything at all anymore. But that whole reading the book thing, oh my, I could read so many books in a day. But on the other hand, with Audible, I can actually read more because I mean, obviously you just can't, like, as wonderful as it would be, I can't just like sit on the couch or sit in a chair and read all day long. But with the Audible, it's like, shoot, I can put that on my phone. I can stand there and do the dishes. I can do laundry. I just take it with me wherever, you know, from room to room. So I can read actually more with Audible. So I do want to highlight that as opposed to what I can't do, you know. And I guess one of the other struggles is I love to go for a walk. I love to take my dog for a walk, but I can't do it by myself because I shouldn't say I can't. I'm not secure enough in my own proficiency with my cane. I only started using my cane like 3 years ago. So because I live in a neighborhood, it's kind of like, you know, I feel like I know the neighborhood well enough that I don't want to use my cane, but at the same time, if it's super bright and sunny, I mean, I literally could get completely turned around and not know where I'm at in the neighborhood if it's sunny enough, and I can't wear sunglasses when I walk because then it shades and puts, you know, shadows on too much stuff. It's such my vision is almost never the same every day. So it's kind of like contrast of lighting, the angle of the sun, I mean, it's just crazy. So I choose not to walk her by myself in the middle of the day. Best time of the day for me to do it, if I was going to do it by myself, would be like right at dusk when the sun is down, but it's not like dark. That's the perfect time because it seems like there's enough things contrasted that I can see well enough to do that. But the freedom to do that is kind of a bummer. I would like to be able to go walking a lot more than I do independently, you know. So I think that's probably gonna do it for today. I don't want to make this like a 5-hour video, but I feel like it's already gonna be way longer than it should be. But anyways, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was informational enough. Hope I didn't bore you to tears. Really, I truly, honestly would love to make more friends here on YouTube, and you know, you can do that by hitting that subscribe button and joining me every week. I'm hoping to be able to do 2 videos a week now. I can't, because of how long it takes me to do the DIYs, I really can't do more than 1 video of DIYs a week, but I can do these other kind of videos, and I think I really would like to highlight doing that, because before all this pandemic and quarantine stuff started, I was just getting ready to kind of launch a, I don't even know what you call it, like motivational speaking career. I don't know if I want to call it a career, but I had a couple of seminars scheduled, but of course they got shut down when the whole, you know, the quarantine started. Really kind of just highlighting about how to engage with people with disabilities in a proper way that doesn't make them feel less than and doesn't make you feel, you know, apprehensive, and you know, just like doing it in a positive way. So you know, I'm gonna try to incorporate that here, but not getting away too much from this being a DIY channel. I want to highlight ability and disability in the same channel, and I might be taking a risk in doing that, but I'm hoping to be able to do that successfully. So you can help me out with that by, like I said, hitting that like button, watching the videos. I'm so thankful for everybody who watches them, even if you haven't subscribed. And but I would sure love to have you as part of the family and join me here every week by hitting the subscribe button and getting notified every time I do upload. So I appreciate you being here. I thank you so much. My love to all of you. And even though we did not create anything today except for content, I just want to remind you that there is only one creator. See you on Wednesday.